Hi everyone, welcome on board to RB0LT, where you get the reliable news that is tailored for you, and of course where you can actually comment and interact. I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded. Hi friends, how is your day going? Lightning that killed cows. As you all know that lightning 3 times have killed Husa Fulani cattle in the southwestern part of Nigeria. A newspaper called Elevate takes a look at the circumstances that led to the death of cows by lightning in 2 southwest states. One happened in Ondo State and another one happened in Osun State. About 63 cows have been killed by lightning in the last few months. And this happened in southwest Nigeria when thunder struck on Saturday night in Ijare community of Ifedore, local government area of Ondo State. 36 cows died instantly. Now, as you all know that these cattle are the livelihood of these cattle herdsmen, I wouldn't know, and I want to believe so anyway, that there are some other top elites, such as some generals and some other Husa Fulanis that have cattle, and they give it to these cattle herdsmen to take them around the whole of Nigeria and feed for free on the pastures and other people's farm produce, and definitely consume and disrupt other people's crops in their farms and drink water from the streams all over the federation without paying a dime. I don't even think these people pay tax anyway. And it seems that the Husa Fulani, they are ready to muscle on just everybody around in Nigeria, as they claim that they do not have the capability, the ability for them to feed 1 cattle per day. They claim that 1,500 naira is the amount that will feed a cattle in a day, yet they need it for free for them to sell the cattle at such exorbitant amount that they do sell it. So there have been a lot of analysis and explanation to why and how this thunder struck. Well, scientifically, these 2 location states in Nigeria, they are on the elevated point, just like the Jaws. You find a lot of hills, mountains, and rocks. And if you take your cattle on top of these mountains and these elevated points, there is a possibility of thunder actually striking down on your cattle there, as most of them do not have understanding of how nature works. That does not mean that humans can actually control nature when it wants to actually act the way it wants to act. But nevertheless, you can study and put yourself in the better position. And moreover, why can't your cattle be in a ranch? During rainy season, you put them in a covered ranch, like how it is done in other countries where they want things to work. So, according to Elevate newspaper, they went further to say that 2 weeks after the lightning killed another 8 cows in Ikare, Akoko North East local government area of Ondo State, both were attributed to a natural disaster, but some of the Yoruba indigenes of the area said that the herders and their cows had suffered the loss because they had trespassed a sacred land. In fact, they said that that land, it is only their king and virgins that can actually go on that land, and if you go in there, you are a trespasser, you will be knocked down. How true that is, I do not know, but what I know is that cattle have been struck down. Another 19 cows died at Iba community in Osun State at the weekend, taking the number of the animals killed by lightning to 63. And fortunately for the citizens domiciled in that part of Niga area, that's what I prefer to call it. It's Niga area. So anyone that chooses to accept that name, good. So in Osun State, the one that happened recently in Ondo State, they claimed that thunder was sent, although the Husa Fulani Meete Allahs and the rest of them, they said it's natural and it is God and it is not man-made, which is okay. Now, there are several explanations to this. Some say it is spiritual, they say it is esoteric, it is occultic, it is diabolic, it is whatever it is. That's what some say. While some
say that it is just nature at work, that we don't need to put everything into the box of spirituality. Another 19 cows died, like I said, at Iba community in Osun State at the weekend, taking the numbers of the animals in total of 63. The leader of Meyeti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria described the incident as natural disaster, as he debunked the rumor of any fetish agenda by the Yoruba land owners. In fact, they claim that their forefathers have been domiciled in all of this part in Niger area, and they have had peace. Yes, if you could remember back in those days, you always find cattle herdsmen in forest bush. If you're traveling along from using the interstate roads, you will find cattle and Husa Fulanis in the bush, in the forest. And whilst I was young back in those days, I would wonder, how can these people survive in this thick, swampy looking forest and all of that? How can they move with their cattle? How do they survive? What about mosquitoes and the rest of that? And I think someone needs to do a little bit of study to see if what extra is it that these people have, or they are just suffering and acting demented and acting unable to improve in the way that things are supposed to be done. What about mosquitoes? What about wild animals? What about snakes and the rest of that? I wouldn't know. Some might say they have some spiritual, protection for this. So why is this spiritual protection not sold publicly so that everybody, will not have mosquitoes biting them and the rest of that? So I don't know how these guys, in a nutshell, how they survive in this bush, in this forest every time. And now some of them have become the, metropolitan cattle herdsmen, meaning they take cattle from every location in the streets, schools, universities, and everywhere. They take their cattle everywhere to feed on other people's farm produce and all of that. So it's not something that is acceptable. Lightning occurs in the rainy season, like I said and I explained before. So according to elementary science, but when it happens during the dry season, it can then be questioned. A thunderstorm in Yoruba land during the dry season is not likely to be a natural disaster, but the wrath of the god of thunder known as Shango. I think the Westerners have also taken that name Shango, and they gave it a name called, I think, is it Troy or something like that? Troy or something of that nature. I can't really put my fingers on it, but when you look at the attributes of this Troy, you will realize that this, I don't know if it is Troy or something like that. I think it is Troy. I think okay. I think maybe it's not Troy anyway. I think Troy is the name of a movie, but I will probably remember what this is. They also have a name for the god of thunder, which we call Shango. In Brazil, it is called Shango, and in Lagos, Nigeria, it is called Shango also, and they claim that it's a god of thunder, and it does a lot of things anyway. So back to the topic, the Yoruba can invite the deity of thunder to intercede whenever they have lacked the powers of their own to fight a war. Simply put, they harness the power of nature to do their biddings. That's what it is. So they simply command thunder to go strike someone. We've seen most of this. It's not a joke. These things do happen because we see few of them on movies, although in real life I have not seen any of that. Maybe you have seen something like this. You can drop that in comment section. I mean, for real, not someone living in his house. Like, I've seen thunder strike on Caucasians in America and everything. It happens. Thunder can strike at just any place. That is why most tall buildings, you always find this pole. There is always this pole connected to the earth, with copper, so that electricity that comes from that thunder strike, that lightning, will go down to the earth and it will become neutral because it is positive. So it has to be neutralized, So that is science anyway. So the Yorubas can invite the deity of thunder, like I said, to intercede whenever they feel that they needed spiritual assistance. And this comes through a lot of propitiations and sacrifice, pouring a lot of libation and doing a lot of invocation and directing the thunder. So the crisis and the crisis of herdsmen and their cattle in Nigeria has gone beyond the physical, because the federal government has done little to curb the killings between the farmers and the herders. Till date, investigation reveals that cattle have not stopped destroying crops, yet justice is not done. Most farmers who report to the police about their damaged crops hardly get justice. So it depends on which location we are looking at now. If you look at the temperature in Lagos, Nigeria, you'll be talking about 30 degrees, partly cloudy. We don't know if we would rather say we can't actually say rain is actually there falling or whatever thing it is. But if we look at a like Osun State right now and see what the temperature is in Osun State in Nigeria, probably at the same, let's say at the same, Osun State is still 30 degrees, and I wouldn't know if it is actually raining right there in Osun State that will bring about thunderstorm and all of that. After all, we are getting to the end of the year, and in some parts maybe it is raining, but basically dry season, Harmattan season always comes in and steps in. So maybe some will say this is not ordinary, that these people decide to get justice themselves in a spiritual form. If the lightning is natural disaster, how come none of the herders died in the 3 incidents but their cows? That is the question that I want to put forth to you guys. None of the Husa Fulani died. Only their cattle were targeted. So people feel like, wait, this is dry season. Thunders don't strike during dry season. Thunders only come during rainy season. So these are well coordinated lightning that struck at the cattle to kill their cattle, like a warning before they come en masse. That is how the people of the people of the south western part of Nigeria behave. They do not make too much noise. They do not clamor and begin to shout. But when they operate, you will know that yes, they have gotten to that point. They've gotten to the red. That is what it is. So does it mean that lightning was naturally targeted at the cows but not their owners? Well, some people feel that lightning goes beyond natural disaster, but a man-made occurrence through the invocation of Shango, the god of thunder himself. I want to believe that there are goats and sheep in those communities where lightning had occurred. How many goats died? None. No goats died, because they would definitely have goats in that area that they keep for themselves. Goats did not die. Perhaps the lightning may douse the tension in the southwest now that the death of any cow cannot be traced to any person, but a natural disaster. Who is going to hold on to thunder and say, thunder, give me back my cows? It happened in 2 states, Ondo State, Osun State. May it not continue, so that the story will not be changed. May it continue. Well, that's just what it is. Let it continue. If it goes beyond these 2 states, the police may have to investigate why Shango is angry, and if they can probably arrest Shango, I wouldn't know. Or now they are going to tie some diabolic stuff on their cows. Who is going to eat cows that have been tied with some diabolic demons? I wouldn't know. There are those who worship Shango, and they may need to appease the god of thunder to stop the storm, so the cows may live. And I don't think anyone is interested in stopping Shango from striking. If that is what it is, I don't know. Striking down cattle that are eating other people's crops. So guys, that is what it is for now. And at times I try to put in some few video clips so that we can all enjoy and see what few stuff. But somehow it seems that there are certain groups of people that want to kind of flag videos and do some stuff and all of that. And at the end of the day, you get demonetized. You don't get few money to buy internet and for stuff like that. But then we will still keep strong. I'll still keep giving you guys content. If you're not part of this channel, simply support by tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell, and this will automatically make you a member of this channel, and you'll be alerted also when videos such as this are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.